What's going on, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for the weekend of July 15th and 16th, 2023. I'm astrologer Alex Skiles, and welcome to the Moon Base. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you all had a great week. This weekend, we are gearing up for this new moon in Cancer. Come Monday, the nodes are going to be shifting into Aries and Libra on Monday as the new moon in Cancer is happening. It's going to activate a T-square from the sun and the moon to Pluto to the nodes. So this weekend, during this balsamic phase, with this moon coming into Cancer on Saturday morning, we want to be taking it easy. This is going to be the easiest energy we're going to have for a minute. And so we really want to take advantage of this time to be focusing on just nurturing ourselves, healing, resting. And that's what we really want to do during a balsamic phase of the moon, because when the moon's at its darkest point, feelings bubble up even more that can really overtake us and overcome us, and it could be harder to turn off, especially with this new moon in Cancer being in its ruling sign. The emotions are, much more sensitive and, at its peak. So we have to be easy on ourselves this weekend. We don't want to get lost and just spiral out into rabbit holes that we can't seem to climb out of, because it's not necessarily, it can get into irrational states of emotions during a balsamic phase. But it's also a great time to just chill and rest and not do too much or overdo things. We want to really just be easy. And it's great, coming to Saturday evening, we're going to have the moon sextiling Mars, and it's going to trine Saturn with the moon opposing Saturn. And, with this Mars getting ready to oppose Saturn and this moon activating a sextile and a trine here, it's like, we really have been feeling the need and desire to, clean things up and just check the checks that we have been overlooking. And this moon getting some positive energy to Mars and Saturn, because this Mars and Saturn needs some positive energy right now. So it's like this moon is allowing us to find some security and wanting to attack these things we need to really get done, or kind of go back and revisit, revise, and just not be so insecure about the things that we may have overlooked. Because definitely with the Saturn and Pisces, it can definitely bring us to a place where things can spiral, where it's like, you let things go too long, or you overlook things too much, and then it gets to a place where you've let it go for so long that you don't even want to look at how long that it's, you've overlooked that a situation, or anything. All the things that, you like, clothes just pile up in the corner, right? It's like today's the day where it's like, we just need to do the dirty laundry, do the dirty dishes, and take care of these things that can nurture our environment and nurture ourselves and allow a little bit of space for healing. And this is what we need coming into this intensity next week, for sure. So definitely this trine to Saturn and sextile to Mars, while Mars is opposing, it's like we're getting some support here to really kind of clean up a little bit before this big wave of intensity comes on. So, and once we come into Sunday, we definitely have some difficult conversations that we need to discuss and really go over here, because there could be some really overinflated conversations that can come up with this Mercury squaring Jupiter here. Mercury in Leo, squaring Jupiter in Taurus. So definitely, as this Mercury, it's about to hit the 12-degree mark too. So this is bringing up a lot of things about this Venus retrograde that we're about to step into as well, because that 12-degree mark is that shadow point where Venus is going to go direct at once it comes back, as it's gone through its whole full retrograde cycle. So on Sunday, there could be some kind of difficult conversations where, we just want to come at these conversations in a much more practical way and not get overinflated ego about things, especially with this Mercury in Leo. Things can get loud, and we want to express our worth and our value in, practical ways, but also not be afraid to say what we need to say and express what we need to express, from the heart. Because this Mercury in Leo wants to express and create from the heart. But, this square to Jupiter, it's got to find practical ways to approach these conversations and be grounded about it so things don't get blown up and blown out of proportion with this Jupiter energy. And Jupiter tends to do that. It just makes things bigger. It doesn't matter what it touches, whether it's making a trine or a conjunction or a square, it expands that no matter what it is. So definitely with this, it's wanting us to have a more practical approach to conversations and not get too overinflated. It's great when we have big ideas and all these things, but the practicality is the important approach that the square can really challenge us to find here. So yeah, Sunday, we can definitely be starting to move forward with creative things, but at the same time, it's like we don't want to be starting new creative things unless they've been already building towards this moment. The things that have been building towards this moment may start settling in, but it's not like, oh, I just got this new great idea, let's do it, because with this Venus retrograde coming on in Leo, that's crossing these same degrees, they may not go the way you want them to, or they may not be or look how you want them to, but things that have been developing for a while, especially with this Jupiter in Taurus, like those are the things that are going to kind of reveal themselves through this Venus retrograde in a positive way. Definitely by the time we get to September and October, when Venus is coming out of shadow and it's going direct, it's going to go direct the first week of September, and it should be out of shadow officially the first week of October, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, things that I've been building, definitely with creative things, we can definitely start seeing the fruit of these things, and through this Venus retrograde, those things are going to be working themselves out naturally for sure. But we don't want to get too overinflated with what they are. It's like we want to stay practical, and definitely not get overwhelmed. Definitely with this moon in Cancer here, and it's still in its balsamic phase on Sunday. It's like we don't want to get overwhelmed or get too much on our high horse, or we just want to stay grounded, stay practical, stay in this Taurus energy with this Jupiter. This Mercury in Leo is big, it's bold, it wants to speak from the heart and say it loud, and that's good, but we want to be practical. So by Monday we're gonna be in a whole new wavelength here. We're gonna be in a whole new wavelength. So we want to be resting this weekend, taking it easy, not getting overwhelmed with things, and yeah, because with the when the moon is in its balsamic phase, like we could just be more tired than usual. I'm very tired right now. It's very late. But yeah, we just want to be really nurturing ourselves. Go get in some water or something. Jump in a pool, take a bath, clean up. Definitely is Mars opposing Saturn with that moon sextiling and trining Saturn. It's like clean up, clean your environment, do the laundry, do the dishes, wash your hair, all that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, definitely by Monday, we're going to be in a whole new world, essentially. This new moon at 24 degrees, um, it's definitely setting the tone for what we need to feel secure as we prepare for this. And things can feel like they're not secure or that we don't have all the right things, but on a on a higher level, we're always gonna have what we need, to get through what we're about to be going through here. And it definitely with this Jupiter and Taurus, it's like we're gonna have the resources that we need, and we're gonna have the right materials to build and create what we need. And we don't want to get overwhelmed with this moon in Cancer here, because this moon in Cancer can get quite like all over the place before the moon crosses the sun. So it's like we just have to remember, it's like we always will have what we need. They're always going to show up at the right time, So, because after that new moon, the moon's going to oppose Pluto in Cancer. So, and we definitely won't see a new moon in Cancer opposing Pluto in Capricorn again. So, this is a final moment here as we move into this, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. Many people are going to be suddenly called to take a whole new path that they didn't expect, So we got the Queen of Cups this weekend, and it's no surprise with this moon in Cancer and this new moon in Cancer too. It's like, we really want to be embracing, the emotions that we're feeling, and allowing that creativity to flow on that emotional level. Because, Cancer is creative, and it's creative in very intuitive and instinctual ways, and I think this weekend, instead of getting lost in these emotions that can come up, in the dark phase of the moon, it's like we want to be channeling these emotions into something creative and spiritual, because we may stumble upon ideas that may have been dormant, especially, the moon's going to trine Saturn. It's like this can bring up emotions or creative or spiritual ideas that may have been dormant that, like, it's like, hey, like, this could actually stand the test of time here. Like, so we definitely want to be embracing these emotions and not necessarily running from them. So it's channeling these feelings and emotions in a positive way, and not getting overinflated in our thoughts this weekend, and we're really speaking from the heart in a very positive way. But we are heading into a whole new world here. So, new moon in Cancer, Venus retrograde. This is the last weekend where we can really heal and rest, because we may not be getting much rest as this North Node in Aries kicks into gear here. So, I hope you all are ready for a new journey, because we're going whether we like it or not. So, hope you all have a great weekend, and I will catch you next week. Peace.